All right, then we talk about quality, and we can go in so many ways with this. So everyone should have, a scoring system for their associates. Right? So again, I know there's a lot of different tools now that they say you don't really need, right, to have a scoring system that they kind of can score. I have never really seen, and I've demoed so many different things that makes it perfect, right, or really takes the human element out. Sentiment scores and those types of things, I think that human element can go out. But when we're talking hardcore, did they do the exact things that they need to do on a call? Is there any coaching that needs to happen? How is their overall tone? Do they understand where to go on the screens? I think that really still needs to be human scored. So make sure, and there's I have multiple podcasts on setting up a basic call center QA platform. Right, if you don't have a tool, right, you can just use Excel. Right, you can use Word to make sure that your reps are doing what they should when they should. So that's the first piece, right? And everybody should know what their scores are, and it should be benchmarked with your QA staff so that if somebody's giving an 87 and somebody gives a 95, right, that we understand that we can believe that what those numbers are. We do a lot of benchmarking with all of our clients as well so that they feel comfortable when we score something that is the actual score. Then you get into kind of the tools now, which is the really fun stuff, and it's evolving and it's getting better, right? So you have your survey tools, right, which is basically CSAT and NPS, right? Customer satisfaction and net promoter scoring, right? Net promoter scoring is basically saying, was the service good enough for you to go kind of talk to one of your friends about, right? And would you recommend, right, this company based on kind of the service that you got? And then, you take your yes or no's and you get a kind of a net plus or minus, and you find out where you are on the kind of the scale. CSAT is just that, right? We're just asking basically if the customer was satisfied with the service that they had. A lot of different survey questions. You guys know I hate using NPS and CSAT, especially when it comes to rep or associate quality. I don't think it's fair. I think that there's so many things the rep can do right, but if the customer had a bad outcome, maybe just based on a corporate or company policy, they're going to hammer that rep, right? And it's only going to be the really happy people or the really ticked off people that are going to really do these surveys anyway. So I think, number one, it's skewed from that standpoint. Number two, I think it's unfair because I've seen reps do an amazing job, but have low CSAT scores or NPS scores just because they were following policy maybe on a retention line, and people were canceling, and they were not happy even though they followed every single kind of policy procedure to the T. So again, I'm more into then the third piece, which is the sentiment scoring. I think it's getting better and better and better. I think it is very close to overtaking. We have seen an absolute direct correlation between sentiment scores and NPS. That's what I like to push. We still have clients that use the surveys, right, in our call center, and we can, we set those up and we can do those. But I also really try to push, and we will just do it even internally if they don't want that data. We keep that data to look at sentiment scores. That's pulled up every single day. Our reps know who's doing what, right? And we can. It really does correlate too between personalities, right? You can